So I saw this article and I kind of laughed to myself because we already know, as Bengals fans here, that the person who runs the offense, who calls the plays, is Zach Taylor. While yes, Brian, for the longest time, for 5 years, did help Zach Taylor call the plays. Like, what ends up happening is Brian creates 3 plays, and Zach says, okay, out of those 3 plays, I'll choose that play. We're going to go with that play, right? But at the end of the day, it all comes down to Zach Taylor. The same concept happened, this offseason where Zach Taylor said, hey, listen, this spring, during the spring, we're going to let Dan Pitcher really take over and take control of the play calling. And then, once we get to the season, well, that's going to be Zach Taylor, and he's not going to, pull back on that in any way. He's going to be calling the plays. So when I saw Dan Pitcher addresses how the Bengals offense would change 2024, I thought to myself, it's not going to. It's going to be very much the same as it was last year with, Zach Taylor. The difference is the players we have. And I think because of the players we have, it's not going to change in the aspect of the play calls, but I think the effectiveness of the play calls are going to work out a lot better because we have different type players. We have more time to throw the ball with Joe Burrow, right? We have better offensive line. We have more of a, I feel like, faster paced offense. I guess maybe not, but at the same time, I feel like yes. We have Yoshi in his second year. He's going to be a lot better. We have Jermaine Burton, who's a field stretcher. We also have Mike Gesicki, who's also a really good vertical threat tight end. We have the players that are able to really take full advantage of our offense. So I feel like it will change, but it won't change. It will be the same principle and the same setup, but it will be different in how we execute it, I feel like. But ironically enough, Dan Pitcher really says what I just said in summary of it isn't guaranteed to produce major changes. It's going to be pretty much exactly the same. So even the reshaping the tight end room isn't guaranteed to produce major changes. Does that mean we'll play more 12 than we played in the past? Maybe. It may depend a lot on how the receiving room comes along. We're also very excited about the guys in that room. Even the guys not named Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It's going to be a great camp. Guys are going to get opportunities to show what they can do. We'll compete and we'll mix and match. And we'll find roles for everyone that deserves to have a role. How that shakes out remains to be seen. And yeah, again, I'm not expecting much of a difference, if any, when it comes to the offenses here. This offense is going to be Zach Taylor's offense yet again. Until Zach Taylor stops calling offensive plays, which I don't think will ever happen until... The only chance he ever doesn't call offensive plays is if he's not head coach. Okay? He's going to call offensive plays forever and ever. Unless, I feel like there's a chance if we did get ourselves, a really, really insanely, dominant offensive coordinator, maybe. Even that, I don't know. I really don't think it's going to happen. Zach loves calling plays, and he's going to call a million screen passes this year. But again, like I said, that wasn't really the problem last year as much. Yes, Zach Taylor is very interesting when it comes to calling plays. But the execution was also, we had a lot of injuries, our offensive line sucked. And there was a lot of problems across the board. It wasn't, and also we had the toughest schedule in the NFL. Yeah, that's also, a factor. When you play the toughest team, when you play 11 teams out of your 17 games, 11 of those teams made the playoffs. That's very tough, and you lose your quarterback for half the season. But yeah, no, I don't think this offense is going to change in any way that much at all. But hey, listen, I'm just hoping it's more efficient. Our defense should be better. Our line should be better. We have new playmakers, more weapons now than ever. T's going to be on his final year here. Hopefully he goes out there and plays his heart out. It's going to be a good season, guys. So let's go. Hooray! Peace out.